Welcome to Listen and Learn English, where you can improve your English at your own pace. Our narrators are all native English speakers, and their words are displayed so that you can read along and practice your English vocabulary. It's a great way to learn, so sit back, relax, and let's get into the video.
Waiting for rabbits. Once upon a time, in a quiet countryside, surrounded by rolling hills and golden fields, there lived a farmer named Leon. Lion owned a small piece of land where he planted wheat and vegetables. Every morning, the sun rose over the hills, painting the sky in soft shades of orange and pink. The other farmers were already out, working hard, digging, planting, and watering their crops. The lion always felt tired, even before he began. He would stretch, yawn, and say to himself, what's the point of working so hard every day? The soil is rough, the sun is hot, and the weeds grow faster than I can pull them. He worked for a while each morning, but soon sat down under the shade of a large tree at the edge of his field. It was his favorite spot, cool, quiet, and peaceful. He often spent hours there, watching the clouds drift lazily across the blue sky. One bright afternoon, while Lion was dozing off, something strange happened. A rustling sound came from the nearby grass. Before he could open his eyes fully, a rabbit darted out from the bushes, running as fast as lightning. It dashed across the field, and bang! It slammed right into the tree beside him. The poor rabbit fell to the ground, its neck broken. Lion blinked in disbelief. For a moment he thought he was dreaming. Then he realized what had just happened. A perfectly good rabbit had landed right in front of him without him doing a thing. Ha! He laughed, jumping to his feet. A free meal, what luck! He picked up the rabbit and carried it home and cooked a fine stew for dinner. It was the best meal he'd had in months. As he ate, he thought, maybe I've been working too hard all this time. If one rabbit could just run into my tree like that, maybe another one will come tomorrow. The next morning, instead of working his field, Lion went straight to the same tree. He sat down under it, hands behind his head, and waited. Hours passed. The wind blew gently through the grass. Birds chirped in the distance, but no rabbit came. That's all right, he said to himself. Maybe tomorrow. The next day came and went. Still no rabbit. But Leon didn't lose hope. He came again the next day after that, and the next and the next. Days turned into weeks. His crops began to wilt under the sun. Weeds spread like wildfire across his once fertile field, and insects chewed at what little was left. Still, Lion refused to move. Other farmers passing by shook their heads. Lion, what are you doing, just sitting there? One of them asked. I'm waiting for rabbits, he said calmly. One hit this tree before and died. If I'm patient, it'll happen again. The farmers burst out laughing. You can't live off luck. Rabbits don't just fall into your lap every day. The lion only smiled. You'll see, he said. Hard work is for fools. Weeks passed. The laughter of the other farmers faded as they busily harvested their ripe crops and stored them for winter. Still he sat under his tree day after day, eyes fixed on the bushes, waiting for another rabbit to appear. Then autumn turned to winter. The air grew cold and frost covered the ground each morning. One day snow began to fall, blanketing the empty fields in white. The other farmers stayed warm in their homes, enjoying bowls of hot porridge made from their harvests. The lion had nothing left. His field was bare, his food stores empty. No rabbit had come for months. Shivering in the cold, he hugged himself under the same tree. His stomach growled painfully. He thought of all the days he could have been working, plowing the soil, planting seeds, preparing for winter. He realized that while he had been waiting for luck, others had been creating theirs through hard work. As he looked across the snow-covered land, he whispered to himself, I thought I was clever. I thought I could get something for nothing. But luck doesn't feed you. Effort does. That winter was the hardest of his life. He survived only because a kind neighbor shared some food with him. When spring finally arrived, He returned to his field. The weeds were thick, but he didn't complain. He picked up his hoe and started working again, slowly but steadily. And from that day on, Lion never waited for another rabbit. He had learned that there's no such thing as a free meal, and that fortune only comes to those who earn it. The story of Lion the lazy farmer teaches us a powerful truth. Depending on luck is the same as doing nothing at all. When we wait for success to fall into our laps, we are really waiting for nothing. Lion's story mirrors a lesson that Confucius taught long ago. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. The other farmers who worked a little every day eventually filled the barns. Lion, who waited for an easy path, ended up with nothing but regret. Thomas Jefferson once said, "I'm a great believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it." True luck is not blind fortune. It's the reward of steady effort. Benjamin Franklin gave the same wisdom. Diligence is the mother of good luck. Hard work creates opportunities, laziness destroys them. Lion learned this too late, realizing that wishing and waiting cannot replace action. His experience reflects Goethe's words. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. The world rewards those who take action, not those who sit beneath trees and hope. The message is clear. Do not wait for rabbits. Plant your field. Hard work may take time, but its harvest always comes. As Confucius taught, it does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop.
We hope you enjoyed this video. Please support us by giving us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We release new videos just like this one each week, so join us and listen to learn English.